We built our roots in the early crypto days. Small rooms, big ideas. Watching a new world take shape in front of us. Not theory, momentum. Not hype. Conviction.
Okay, so if anyone wants something to drink, popcorn, what have you, go and get it. We'll get going here. Going to start out with just getting a little bit of news, and then once we go through the news, because there's some really good, really interesting news that came out recently, and once we get through that, and we'll maybe chat about anything that anyone else has heard of and stuff like that. And then I've got a short presentation after that for the new direction that I'm going to take the group to, which is kind of interesting, I think. So, everybody's set up, they got what they need.
The AiNutz pen ready?
Good, okay. Okay, so this is our CryptoNutz meeting for November 20th, 2025. And it's hard to believe that we've got the November that's as nice as it is out there. I mean, we're no snow, we've got like plus temperatures. When has that happened in Winnipeg? We were talking about that a little bit earlier. It's great, but it's bad because, man, when it hits now, it's gonna hurt. Like, we're just not gonna be ready for it. And the snow and all that crap, it's like, oh my God. I don't know, but. So we know that as my graphic there says, markets plummet, major altcoins sell off, bear run continues. Well, we are definitely in a bear run. There's no doubt about it. But that's the buying opportunity. And the weirdest thing is that most people don't buy when there's a bear market. Most people actually avoid buying during a bear market. Not all of us, a lot of us will start purchasing now. But what I always advise people to do is, if you're interested in getting into this space at all, now is the time. I mean, really, there's no better time. You cost average in, because it could still go down yet, but it's not going to keep going down to zero. And we were talking about this just a little bit earlier. The cause for this current crash is not big institutional spending, as a lot of people are saying. It's not that. It's actually average everyday people, because the fear and greed indexes is at an all-time high right now. So when that starts happening, people start getting panicky. They start thinking they're going to lose all their money because they're comparing it to like companies. And this is where most newbies and people that just get involved in crypto don't really understand, is that this is not like a company. Yes, a company can go down to zero, absolutely. You know, they go out of business, people don't like their products anymore, and they go down to zero. But we're not in that situation with Bitcoin. The situation with Bitcoin is that it will never go down to zero, and there's more money going into it now than there ever has been. MicroStrategy just made a huge buy again this week, and one of the metrics that I always tell people to watch is watch when MicroStrategy buys. And use that as your cost averaging input time, because they've spent a fortune analyzing every single chart, every single expert, and you can just play off of their smarts. I mean, that's the best way to go. So if you want to invest, say, $1,000, well, do $250 every time MicroStrategy makes a buy. Your cost average price is going to be pretty darn good. And if they're willing to put hundreds of millions of dollars into this, I think that we can afford to push a little bit in as well. And that's something that a lot of new people don't really understand. There's some regulatory shifts, and some things are going to change. We're going to be talking about some weird meme coins here in a little bit, and you know, some of them are still going up, believe it or not, and some of the NFTs are going up. There's been an increase in some of those things. I was just talking a few minutes ago to Bert, and Zcash is highest that it's been for I don't know how many years now. I think 3 years. Maybe 3 years, at least 3 years. Yeah, it's at around $600 US, around $900 Canadian, and not any end in sight. So Bitcoin's been going down 10, 12, 14%. Zcash has been going up 10, 12, 14%. I think it went up 12% just yesterday. So there is still activity and things are still happening. Don't think that crypto's dead by any stretch of the imagination. So, biggest bombshell of the month. The White House is calling an end to the war on crypto. President Trump officially pardoned CZ, which is kind of interesting. I mean, you know, he says he didn't even know who the guy was. I mean, I don't know. He sent him $1 billion donation. $2 billion? There you go. So he sent a $2 billion donation to Trump, but Trump doesn't know who he is. And he just miraculously signed the executive order to release him and to make all of his problems go away. So that's kind of interesting that, you know, how he could not know who the guy is after a couple $1 million got sent over to Trump. But we don't know if he's going back to Binance either. This is the thing. He's involved with, what's the name of his company again? World Liberty
Financial. World Liberty Financial.
World Liberty Financial. Rumor on the street is that CZ may end up actually being the CEO of Trump's World Liberty Financial, which would be a great move for Trump. I mean, he'll make more billions, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Trump knows how to make billions, that's for sure. I don't know if it's all legal and above board, but I guess it's not for us to determine. We're just Canadians, so what can we do? So, anybody heard about the new update that's coming out for Ethereum on December 3rd? Anybody heard about that one?
I can't remember the name.
It's a weird name. It's Fusaka.
Right, Fusaka.
Fusaka, yeah.
Yeah.
And Fusaka update. And it's supposed to really improve things quite a bit. And it's December 3rd that it's coming out. It's basically about scalability, big back-end scalability. So in other words, they want to make it so that it will never get congestion. There's been a lot of fear of the layer 2 that are happening on Ethereum right now starting to back up because Ethereum just wasn't functioning properly. So that's what this is primarily about. And they're going to increase the fees, which we may see fees like we saw before, but it should help with congestion. And it should, you know, because a lot is going on in layer 2, it shouldn't really affect your fees, but there is a potential for the fees to go very, very high, like what used to happen with Ethereum. Years ago, I remember doing sometimes simple little transactions would cost us a fortune on Ethereum. So we may go back to those days, but if we do, that'll mean that the layer 2s are just humming along and just making a fortune. And there's a lot of really important layer 2s to look at. Polygon just got, I can't remember what the news on Polygon was, but they just got approved for something. Arbitrum, there's so many that are really, really great. Base, yeah. Coinbase's layer 2 solution through Ethereum. That's a really good one. It's getting a lot of traction. And
Because fees are so cheap. And
Yeah.
it's speed and yeah.
fast and cheap. You can't beat that.
Traders are building platforms on that.
Yeah.
To be able to do that.
So they're increasing the gas limit from 30 million all the way up to 150 million to combat this issue, and hopefully it'll help with that. So they're saying that this is going to help with gas fees, it's going to make them lower, but we don't know that yet until it actually gets implemented. But we'll see. It would be a great thing. I mean, if they can solve the congestion and reduce the gas fees at the same time, maybe that'll be the solution that we're looking for. Solana, so many good things that everybody had to think about Solana. Had several of the people that I know saying, you should be putting money in Solana. Of course, I didn't do that, but I'm really happy that I didn't, because Solana is just taking a tumble. It's, you know, it shows the cliff there as like falling off the cliff, because Solana is just down so much right now. And you know, it's weird too, because Solana actually came up with the ETF. There's the ETF for Solana. We can invest in Solana right through our RRSPs and through the TFSAs, because there is an ETF for Solana right now, but it's going down. So unless you really, really have a lot of faith in Solana, it may be, you know, definitely I would do long-term cost averaging into Solana right now, because word on the street is, I think it's down to, what's it down to, about 150 bucks US right now?
140.
140, oh my God.
Well,
So
from 220.
220 down to 140, and word on the street is it could go below 100. So if you really do think that Solana is a great long-term solution, I mean, there are a lot of projects that are coming out on Solana only right now, and well, Trump's coin, the Trump coin came out on Solana, and so did the Molina coin, and lots of others that have had limited success. But so Solana might be one to look at if you're really thinking that it might be a good one to go. Yeah, it says holding on for life support despite being the new ETF. Let's see, Web3 gaming. Yeah, there's a new Web3 gaming platform. Anyone heard of this one? NextPace? $50 million fund through Maple Story University has come in, and it's everybody remember that Peanut? Do you remember that? Everybody heard about that one?
No.
It was like a little a little chipmunk that even Elon Musk ended up talking about Peanut, and somebody, I don't know, the state of somebody, New York or something like that, they killed off this little peanut.
Oh,
The squirrel, right, the squirrel, yeah, the squirrel. So anyways, they created a token for that, and surprisingly enough, it's actually doing quite well. And the other one is, let me see, these are, there was 2 of them that came out.
And the squirrel the government killed.
Yeah. Maple Story Universe, that's the other one, the jelly guy there. That's the Maple Story Universe guy. It's part of a gaming platform, and that's another one that's come out and actually done pretty well. Let's see. NFT sales rebounded 11% this month. And part of the reason is Snoop Dogg started selling, started sending Telegram gifts. Did you guys hear about that? Yeah, Snoop Dogg, they've made the ability through Telegram to be able to send NFTs. And Snoop Dogg has been selling out Telegram gifts of these NFTs. And because of that, it's actually started NFTs pumping 11%. And they attribute a lot of that to Snoop Dogg. It's done on the Ton, T-O-N blockchain. Yeah, that's the meme coin, Peanut the squirrel, and the candy themed one is Jelly. That's what these 2 are the graphics for. And double-digit gains. I mean, who knows? Bitcoin goes down, this stuff goes up. Who knows?
Flavor of the week.
It's the flavor of the week, yeah. It still amazes me that this stuff happens, especially when we are in a bear market. But, there's no rhyme or reason sometimes, and if people like something, they like something, and they'll buy it. So, but the power is with the people, let's face it. That's what, there's no ETFs that are going in on jelly or peanut. It's just people. Okay. Let's see.
When you got billions and billions of people on the planet, I guess a certain percentage can be sold anything.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, anything will sell at the right price, or apparently at any price sometimes. So what are we gonna, this is just sort of a little news thing. Has anybody else got any other news that they've heard about, or something new happening that's positive, hopefully? We don't want to hear about any more crashing and burning of crypto. It gets harder and harder to find positive news during a bear market. It becomes an extreme challenge. And that leads me into what the presentation is about today. So I started introducing the group to AI in 2022. I did a presentation on ChatGPT and explained to everyone that this really is the future. And we were actually involved with AI in 2017. We had a trading bot going that a young student had created from the University of Manitoba doing arbitrage between the exchanges in 2017. And it worked well until it didn't. Like anything in those days, it wasn't like, rocket science. It wasn't like ChatGPT, I'll tell you that much. It was all command line, and you're looking at a black screen with white lettering. And anyways, it worked good for a while, but it didn't. But it kind of got me thinking about AI, and it got me thinking that there would be a strong correlation between AI and crypto. And so basically what I'm looking at doing now is combining CryptoNutz into an AI platform. So I've got the name AiNutz as well, and CryptoNutz will end up being a subsection of AiNutz. So in other words, because most things are changing now, and AI is becoming more and more integrated into crypto, and I think we need to keep on top of AI more than crypto, because there's opportunities, and there's just tremendous opportunities. So that's what this one's going to be about. There's real future in AI and crypto. There's things like security. You can have an automated security system. You can have automated buying signals. You can have, even some of the stuff like I do with, generating news reports and things like that. And so that's what the presentation is about. It's about how AI is going to intersect with crypto and how it's going to be an ongoing thing. Plus, it's a lot easier for me to find stuff out about AI than it is about crypto. Like I said, during a bear market, there's barely a good thing to talk about. So still be doing CryptoNutz, still be doing crypto presentations, but with more of an AI focus now. And I actually ended up getting AiNutz.com, which I think is kind of cool. And I got at AiNutz on YouTube, which I didn't really think I'd be able to, but I managed to get that too. So that's kind of cool, and I think it'll be fun. So basically, it's not going to change anything really, but it's going to make us look at other things. It's going to make us look at how to create our own agents that will do things for us in crypto. And you know, like I said, looking at blockchain and AI are just a match made in heaven. They're designed to be together. So that's what this is about. That's what the presentation is about. And from crypto to AI, still nuts. So, you know, that all works out. I can get rid of that one.
Is AiNutz functional now, or just a link for now?
Well, I have the website. I haven't put anything up on the website, but I will. And what I'm going to do, and I'm going to talk about that in just a couple of minutes, but what I've got up and running right now is I created an AI for pet owners, specifically dog owners right now, called Nov2025.ca, and it's a fun kind of thing that if you have any concerns about your animals, like your dogs, just dogs, I'm not doing cats, I'm not a cat person, but some people are, so may do that in the future, but for right now it's just dogs. Started seeing that some of the answers I was getting through ChatGPT and some of the others weren't specifically drilled down to exactly what I needed related to dogs, and so I decided that I'd create an AI to solve that problem. And it's turned into something that's been kind of cool, and it's something that I've been working on for a while. And what I will be doing as well, just to segue into that, is AiNutz will actually have BNuts on it, and it'll be able to give you amazing crypto analysis. I think the one that you mentioned, that full TA that I sent out there, that was entirely generated by it.
Remarkable.
Yeah, it's really, really smart, and I keep tweaking it and keep improving it. So I think now is the time to put it up there. Probably at first I'll just put it into beta, and I'll have, you know, all the members will have access to it, and they'll be able to use it and have fun with it. And then eventually I probably will paywall it, just because, you know, you got to pay for the AI time and stuff like that. But, you know, we'll make a special deal for any CryptoNutz members, and then we'll be able to do some pretty elaborate financial analysis. And it'll go beyond just crypto. It'll let you do financial analysis on any kind of stock or anything as well.
So because there's real opportunity.
Oh yeah, it's very, very powerful, and I've been improving it for a while. I started it in late 2022, so it's been over 3 years now I've been refining it, and I think now it's finally at the stage where I can start introducing it to people. You know, when I founded CryptoNutz, it was basically about, it was the, you know, few buddies sitting around talking about crypto, because it was in 2014, and that was like, there was not much going on in crypto in 2014.
Wasn't anyone to talk to.
There was nobody to talk to, and our families were sick of hearing about it, so we had to get together and talk about crypto. And then that actually kind of exploded, you know, from there it went up and got more and more popular. So what this new platform will do is it'll get us a platform that'll take us a little bit further along, maybe for the next decade or so, because believe it or not, it's been over a decade now that we've been doing meetups and doing CryptoNutz. Started in 2014, it's 2025, it's been 11 years. I don't know where those 11 years went. Oh man, that was a blink. I just know I'm a lot older now, but I can't stop that part of it. So again, started 2014. We didn't know anything at that point. We really didn't know if it was going to be around. We joked about it. I mean, at first we were saying things like, "Oh God, do you think it'll ever get to be the price of gold?" Because gold was like, what, $1,400 at that time or something like that. Maybe even 1,200.
Yeah.
Can't remember, because Wayne's always been into gold and he's always known the price of gold. So, you know, we were saying, do you think Bitcoin could ever get to be the price of gold? Well, holy crap. Even with all the turmoil that's happened recently, Bitcoin is still like, what, 121,000 Canadian. So I think it left gold in the dust a while ago. You know, gold is what Canadian now, about 5 or 6 grand, something like that? 5,800, yeah. So, you know, times 20, and you got Bitcoin. But in those days, we really did, we thought it was kind of like an experiment. And Wayne and I have been into into technology forever, right from when we were kids. So we just thought it was cool technology, and we wanted to explore it and learn about it. And we did feel like we were exploring something new and something different. And, you know, that kind of built the foundation for CryptoNutz. And I thought, well, let's just expand it and let's make it a little more fun, and let's get some more people together and start talking about it. So that's why I put it on meetups, and we started getting people, and it kind of did go crazy. It actually, I didn't really want it to even go as fast as it did and as big as it did, and it was always relative to the price of crypto. you remember that when crypto pumped like crazy, even if it was like, $1,500, $1,600, if it pumped like crazy, we would be so packed there'd be no room. We were, of course, at the other building, which is a lot bigger than this building at that time, and we could fit about 40, 50 people in there, but sometimes there was standing room only, even though that's when I ended up buying all the chairs, which I've sold most of those chairs now, but I ended up buying 70 chairs, plus the regular seating that I had, and a lot of times, almost all the chairs were gone, and people were like everywhere in that building. It's like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, is this, this is something really big, this is gonna really happen. It got to the point where we couldn't even have people. Like, it was just, there was too many people. Like the one that I remember, and it happened several times, where we had 150 to 170 people. I lost track counting, and Stacy said it was around 170. I lost track. I couldn't even do it. And we had everybody at that point. We had people that were skeptics that thought it was gone. It was a Ponzi scheme. We had people that were developers that were building things in this with software developers and things like that. And we just had enthusiasts and people like ourselves that just liked crypto and thought it was the future. And it's kind of amazing, but we did end up growing through meetups. I got rid of meetups as soon as they started changing their platform, because we had a deal with them where you basically, up to a certain number, I could pay, like, I think it was $150 a year, and then they got greedy, and one year they doubled the price to $300, and it's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying $300. Like, it was all coming out of my pocket. We weren't making anything. We were just breaking even. So at that point, I kind of said, no, we're done. And it was a good time to say that, because crypto started going down. And so we started getting back to the point where, there's fewer and fewer people coming. So, but that was okay. It was still fun. We were still getting together. And, we learned a lot. We always learned something. We were learning from each other. We were learning because we were studying, trying to do presentations. And like I said, everyone's always welcome to do a presentation. I know I do most of them, but Wayne's done lots and others have done lots. And throughout the years, we've had some pretty interesting people. We had Reggie Middleton give us a presentation through, that was through Skype, I think. And then we had Bitcoin Ben do a Skype presentation. And we had quite a few people over the years that did presentations for us. And it was fun, and we learned a lot. I mean, the growth happened just because people were interested, and they wanted to learn. And that's really what it's about, is just learning more, learning from each other, seeing something that nobody else sees, and posting about it. And I encourage everyone to post what they find out on the Telegram channel. I post things from the AI. I try to do it every second day or so now. I have it do analysis for me all the time. I started posting a little more high-level analysis, just because I think some of the people are appreciating that. And I figured, well, what the hell, I might as well release the whole kit and caboodle. And that's and because of what I'm going to be doing with releasing the AI through the website. That's why you'll see more of a high level. Unfortunately, sometimes the analysis is not very good, so I don't even want to post it, because there's enough negative crypto stuff out there. So sometimes I figured, I'll do a story about Doge and Elon Musk. I mean, what the hell? Just do something fun, or find something that's funny, or a joke or something, and kind of play off of that. Because, let's face it, I mean, we've survived every bear, bull market, crash. I mean, there's been so many times where, God, I remember that one time where it went back down to like $300 or something. We thought it was over. Yeah, we thought it was over. Like, we didn't know, and we figured, man, this is it. Like, it's over, man. And, we had a fair amount of money invested, and, the significant others were not impressed with us. I mean, let's put it that way. It was like, are you sure this is going to be a thing? It's like, I think so. Like we really didn't know for sure. So the growth wasn't luck, though. I think that, taking a group and teaching people and learning together and learning more things together is always good. And I would encourage all of the people to do a presentation at some point, just because it's good practice, and it makes you learn something a lot about a subject. Like, I know when you did some of the ones that you did, you were shocked yourself, because before you did the presentation, you were coming to me and saying, look at this, look at this. Like, holy shit, man, your cost average thing, oh my God. If you went back and redid that one now, holy shit, man, that was like...
I'm at the price today, for sure.
I know, because Wayne did a cost average one. I don't know if some of you, I think, were even here for that one. But what he did is he took the worst months. Was it 6 of the worst months?
No.
I think 6 of the worst months, and he did cost average investing, and then showed it the following year. And it was just like, oh my God, that's investing when it's at its highest level ever, and it still ended up working out. And that's when we knew that cost average investing and forgetting about your investment is the way to make this work. And it's unfortunate because what we hear a lot of times is, and you'll hear it at the bank, you'll hear it from lots of people that'll say, holy shit, you're the only person I've ever heard about that's made money on crypto. Well, that's because of what's going on right now. People panic and they sell. But when you've been in this as long as we have, I mean, we got involved in 2013. When you've been involved as long as we have, you don't panic. You just go, oh my God, where am I going to find money to buy more Bitcoin? Yeah. And then next year, it's like, holy crap, I wish I'd found more money. Like every year, and right now we're at last year's pricing again, very close to last year's pricing right now. And yet people, it's that meme that you see where everybody's lined up when the price is like 175,000 Canadian, there's a huge lineup, and then the price goes down to 120 and nobody's around. And it's crazy, but that's the way it happens. So if you can just psych yourself up to look at it as a long-term hold, something that you don't have to worry about, you don't have to freak out. Just the only people that make money in this industry are people that buy and hold for a long time. If you think it's something that you're going to buy today and sell next week or next month, you're going to lose money. Like, it's just what's going to happen, because you're going to panic. You're going to be looking at your phone all the time. And there's so many that did that. I mean, my God, we know so many people that were doing trading, day trading with crypto. Are you nuts, man? Like,
fortune until they don't.
Oh yeah, until they lose everything. And they're doing these leverage trading it too, because remember we did that presentation that time on BitMEX, where you could do 100x trading. Yeah. Oh my God! So you put $1,000 in there, and now all of a sudden you got $100,000. You feel like you're a hero. I'm buying crypto worth $100,000. Or if you put 1,000, well, you're going to lose that 1,000 pretty damn quick if it drops down just a tiny little bit, because you're leveraged so far that the money goes in like a puff. Yeah. So I don't think we ever did that. I think the most I ever did on leverage trading was about 4x. So it's got to go down like a lot before you lose your money when you're doing it that way. And most of the time, any investing that I've done in crypto has been one-to-one. It's like, if I don't want to borrow someone else's money to invest in crypto. So I think that's great advice. If everybody just sticks to that, buys when the price is down like it is, cost average in, slowly, carefully, don't panic, and wait a long time, you're going to be golden. Like, of course, I do not give any kind of financial advice. I should say that, because we are recording this one. So the first AI experience that we had was in 2017 with that arbitrage bot, and it was pretty interesting what it did. Like, it made some money, and again, until it didn't, but we lost all of that almost. I think we managed to keep just enough to give everybody back their money. And it was just like an experiment, and it didn't work. I mean, ultimately, because we weren't controlling it. So that gets back to the whole thing about, you have to control your own assets, whether it's Bitcoin or stocks or anything. You have to control it yourself, and you have to be at least up on it enough to be able to make educated decisions about it. You don't have to be an expert. All you have to do is follow basic rules, like we talked about. MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy makes a buy, go ahead and make a buy. Just wait them out. Every time they make a buy, you make a buy. The news is out there. You can look on their website. They're a public company. They disclose everything that they do. So you've got the best of the best people doing all the analytics for you, and all you got to do is just match them. Okay, so the bot wasn't stable. That's you, Wayne.
No, it's done.
Oh, okay. Gee, thanks.
We're finished.
Okay.
It's kind of nice.
Little rift.
Yeah.
Okay, so I introduced ChatGPT to the group in 2022, like I mentioned. We became early adopters of ChatGPT. A lot of us still use it today and used it dramatically. Some of the members of the group went on to get promotions in their jobs. They're using it for correspondence. They're using it for day-to-day life, doing extremely well with it. And we saw the benefits and the results of that. And so we want to keep early, we want to be ahead of things, and the next natural transition, of course, is to go to AI, and for us to learn more about AI, to dig down deep now and to learn what we need to learn to be able to use it in relation to crypto and in relation to life. I had this conversation with someone today. Someone said to me, okay, well, what do you know about the Charter of Canadian Rights? Like, what is it?
There is none.
No, there is, the Charter.
Well,
What's it called? What's the official word? the official way. What's it called?
It's
Charter.
It's Charter of Rights, yeah.
Charter of Canadian Rights?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I probably know the American one
Yeah.
better, but
It's a cost-
you can see how much I know about it.
Yeah.
I was never taught about it in school. Nobody ever told me this is your rights and what you can do. And so I said to this person, I said, well, how about if we just create an AI that has all of that information at its fingertips, and so that we can ask it. So if we have a question about our rights and our freedoms, we can just ask the AI that, and it will have not just made up information, but it will have actual access to the Charter of Rights. It'll tell us everything. So if we think we've got a right like the United States, we can ask and we can say, compare it to the United States, and where do we stand? But that's just one small example. Let's talk about, simple little things like recipes and stuff like that. Some of the best recipes I've gotten were using AI. I created a recipe generating expert, and I downloaded tons and tons of free PDFs about all kinds of cuisine, put that all into there, made it think that it's a chef with 20 years of experience, and it gives you amazing recipes. Even to the point that it actually gives you infographic recipes. I don't know if you guys have ever tried infographic recipes, but they're very cool because they give you little pictures, they show you what stage to go to and everything else like that. That's just another little example. But I think that what it does is it gives you the ability to be able to learn things and to be able to push back. Because an average person right now, like, I'm quite a bit older than a lot of them here, but not as old as some of them here. And what ended up happening when I was a young man, you'd go to the doctor and you would just listen to what he says. You wouldn't push back, you wouldn't say anything, because if you did, he'd kick you out of the office and call you an asshole. And that really, we were used to that, and we accepted that. Well, what AI does now is it levels the playing field. Because now I created an AI for this exact reason, because my doctor said some things that I thought didn't sound right. Normally, years ago, you'd just agree with that and go along with it. Well, I thought, no, I'm going to create an AI. So I created an AI. I downloaded all the open source diagnostic information I could find that he studied in school. I took all of the documents and texts that I could find that were relative to what I was looking into, and I created an AI that was smarter than my doctor. And it's easy to do. It's not hard to do.
That's not hard to do, though.
No, it's not hard to do at all.
He's smarter than your doctor in most cases.
Depends on your doctor. But this is a young guy.
By the pharmaceutical
And the best part of this, though, is that this is a young guy, and he's a good doctor. Like, I got rid of the old guy. He was just an asshole.
Yeah.
So I got a young guy, and he's a really good doctor, and he's really open-minded. So if I bring in my notes from the AI about what I think should be done, he'll go, wow, that's cool. Yeah, I like it. Let's do it.
Wow.
So, this is where we're at now. And this is what AiNutz is going to be about. It's going to be empowering people to do simple little things. It can get extremely complex. Like, don't get me wrong. Some of this stuff can get extremely complex. But for an average person, you can learn how to do things that will totally enhance your life. Will make your health better, will make your dog healthier, all these kinds of things. And that's what we'll be doing. We'll be following up, and we'll be doing some of those kind of things. I'll be doing videos on how to create, maybe we'll do the one with the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and some of these other ones that others will come up with over time. Because some of them are so easy to make, and when I actually go through it with people and they try it on their own, they'll just go, that's it. But sometimes, unless someone shows you how easy it is, you get this thing built up in our minds, because a lot of times we've been shown things like, the Terminator and all this kind of stuff, and people get this fear of AI, like it's going to take over the world or something. That's the farthest thing from the truth that there could be. We're so far away from that. Even artificial general intelligence is so far away that the current models that were being used right now, the large language models, are not even that. They're generative, which means that they generate off of existing content. Now, maybe that'll change. Yeah.
Big plagiarism machine.
Exactly.
There's no intelligence involved.
Exactly. That's my point. So we're not at that point. You don't have to be afraid of that. You don't have to be afraid of AI taking over your jobs, taking over your world. It's not going to happen. It possibly could happen after they start melting quantum computers with AI. Now, that could happen, but we're a long ways away from that. Even a publicly available quantum computer is not, it's probably 10, 20 years away. So it's not something that we have to immediately worry about. But what we can do is we can use this very powerful platform to enhance our lives and just to learn how to use it in a better way that we can ask questions about anything. And just tailoring these AIs to be exactly what you need, creating your own little agents to handle every part of what you do. Like everything that I do through an agent. Like if I've got, multimedia posts to create, I create an agent for that, and it creates the post for me. And then of course I will manually go through it and make sure it's accurate. There's different ways to make sure that it verifies what it generates, and I always go through that and always go through the time to make sure that it's accurate. But if you're willing to do that, you can increase your ability to do things times 10. And this is what AI is good at. It's not that you have to be worried about. You just have to think of it as a way to increase what you can do times 10. And so I've got an AI that the only thing it does is generate thumbnails. That's it. Because I went to go create some of these YouTube thumbnails, and I downloaded Canva, and I did this, and I did that, and I'm looking and doing it. I'm thinking, fuck, this is a pain in the ass. Like an hour, 2 hours later, I've got this, I've got this thumbnail. It looks like crap. So I thought there's got to be a better way. So I created an AI agent that all that it does is create thumbnails. That's it. Doesn't do anything else. Doesn't create graphics for nothing else. But it'll create a thumbnail for TikTok. It'll create a thumbnail for YouTube. And it's perfect and it's beautiful every single time. And it's at the right resolution, because half the time you go to use your standard ChatGPT or something like that, and what it does is it generates you this thumbnail, but it's square. Well, it looks like crap. You try and upload it and everybody's face gets this wide, so that's just a simple little example, but these kind of things can be applied to almost anything. If you were to take the top 10 things that are a pain in the ass for you, that takes a lot of time for you to do, even taxes. I mean, that's a great example. Like I created an AI. Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely trustworthy because it does. It cites the tax law, and it gives you actual citations back to the actual law. So it is 100% accurate. And those safeguards and guardrails can easily be built in there. So the AI that I created, I pushed back on many accountants already, Brock. Believe me, this works. And the guardrails that are put into place makes it reference actual citations from the current law. And what it does before it even makes the citations is it goes out on the internet, picks up the most current law that's out there relating to taxes, both for Manitoba and federal. It'll pick up that, it'll aggregate that information, it'll put it into a document, and then it'll source that document so that it can give you back reference points. Because, as you said, it can give hallucinations, by the way, are last year's news. Hallucinations.
They'll keep coming.
No.
They'll keep coming in different forms.
No, you don't understand what's happened, Brock.
Not only that,
hallucinations are down.
People using it.
Hallucinations are down 80% from last year. Just so that you understand what LLM development has had. But anyways, when you're using actual citations, you don't have to worry about hallucination, because it's citing case law, it's citing the actual sections of the tax law that you can go to, and you can bring that to your accountant. When it generates a report for you, that you say, okay, well
So is it tax law, you say, so AI is actually interpreting it all?
Yes.
Because it is interpretation, right?
Yes.
When some person at CRA looks at a tax law,
yes,
it's subject to their interpretation.
Exactly right.
And you're saying that AI actually simplifies that for
yes,
you?
it lets you, and you can have it explain it to you like you're a 5-year-old. You literally can do that and give you the citation. So what I've done many times over the last year, because we're still dealing with tax issues with our accountants because they turned out to be assholes. It's the only way I could put it. I won't name names, but they were assholes, and they told me things that weren't accurate. Okay, so I decided, well, I need to learn a little bit about this, and so I downloaded the PDFs first off, and I started going through this stuff, and I don't know much about this stuff, so it just confused the hell out of me. So when I created the AI and I had it go through things, I was able to push back. So I would have it generate me a report, all built right in, guardrails in, so I know I've got citations to the exact paragraph, exact line of what I'm talking about. And I would go and I would say to them, listen, what you told me is not accurate. This is what I want to do, and this is why I want to do it. And at first they went, yeah, right. And then they'd come back to me and say, how did you know about that? I know. I know, let's just leave it at that. You don't have to say how you do it, you don't have to say how you know it, because again, it gives you the ability to push back as a regular person, which most of us, unless you're a CPA or something like that, you don't have that kind of ability. You just believe what they say and you go along with it, but you don't have to anymore. And this is what AiNutz is going to be about. It's going to be about giving us the ability to push back and to say, no, that's not right, I don't believe that, you know, and it can be anything.
Yeah, CRA, they did a survey.
Yeah, I heard
On
that.
CRA, yeah,
70% questions they got right. Is that the
Yeah, something like that.
It's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, 83% wrong from
Yeah.
CRA.
It's crazy.
So you can't trust them.
No.
I mean, I would way trust an AI, especially an AI that is designed to cite actual, you know, the actual law. Way more. And you can have it combine both Manitoba, for us, but any province can be done, but Manitoba and federal, and look at the two together and say, hey, you know, what's the deal for me? Like, why should I be doing things a little bit differently? How about if I try this? Like a whole bunch of things that I started investigating, the accountants never even mentioned to me. Like it wasn't even like, it didn't come up in conversation, and not for lack of me asking. I would ask them, I'd say, is there any other way that I can legally save money on my taxes? And they'd go, no, we've done the best for you that anybody could ever do. And it's just, you know, when you get that feeling where it's like somebody's not telling me the whole story here, or they just,
Or they don't know the whole story.
or they don't know, or they're brushing me off, they just want me out the door, or they want me to sit around and talk longer so they can bill me these outrageous fees that they do. But now I don't have to do that anymore. I go to them with my paper and I say, this is what I want done. And that's the way it goes, and it's worked out extremely well. So again, I do not give financial advice, but we can create our own systems that can help us to at least navigate some of these extremely complex things. So, AI and blockchain convergence, that is going, and it's happening fast. There's, you know, there's ability to do things like managing wallets, scanning markets, detecting scams, because lots of people fall to scams. I mean, we've both fallen to scams before. And if you have an AI that knows every single scam that's out there, you can post questions to it and get answers, which a lot of people don't have the ability. And learning some of this stuff through trial and error can get very, very expensive. You can pay for your subscription to any AI platform for many, many years on one small mistake, right? So, you know, these are some of the things that we can do. And we're going to see changes with AI is going to become so much a part of the blockchain and so much a part of crypto that people probably won't talk about it, but it's what's going to be going on in the background. And we've seen all these cycles happen, and it's not going to stop. It's going to keep accelerating. So we're going to be on top of this, and we're going to learn things, and we're going to be able to do things that others, you know, think you're magic doing. I mean, you know, really. And again, the problem is that most people put this up there and they think that I could never figure this stuff out, but nothing could be further from the truth. Anybody can figure this out if you just see the simple little ways to do it. And that's what my whole idea for AiNutz is about, is to be able to teach people simple ways to use it to empower yourself. Okay, so AiNutz with a lowercase, because we were talking about that a little bit earlier. Otherwise, they would just think if I used all uppercase that we're all nuts. So that's why I put the small I in there for AiNutz, because, you know, we are a little all nuts, but yeah. So AI agents, automation, new tech, it's all things that we'll be discussing. CryptoNutz will still be there. It'll just be a division of AiNutz, and it just avoids confusion. It still gives us everything that we want to do. So CryptoNutz continues. It's not going anywhere. It's not really changing per se. I have started lowering my crypto footprint just because I think it's a smart thing for a lot of people that have been involved in crypto for a while to do. And this is part of that transitioning for me as well. I still want to talk about crypto, but more on a personal level, because I no longer do OTC or don't have any Bitcoin machines anymore. So, you know, AI is a nice way to still keep involved with the crypto industry, but yet transition into something that can be perceived differently through those that may perceive it not so well. So just a bigger platform, more for us to talk about, and CryptoNutz is not going to die. It's not going to go away. It's just leveling up. It's, you know, it's increasing, not decreasing. So we were early. Like we were early for Bitcoin, we were early for AI. Wayne and I have been involved in AI for a while now. We're both building things on the platforms. Dognostic is one I'd like everybody to beta test. It's still in beta. Right now it's Dognostic, DOGNOSTIC.ca. And you know, if you own a pet and you want to check them out with a dog, you want to check it out, go ahead and try it. It's up there, it's running right now. And I'm going to be improving it over time. I've got lots of interest in it. There's a vet that has 4 locations that's talking about subscribing to it, because of course one of the things that it'll be able to do is, hey, let's say for instance that you have information about your pet and all of a sudden you say, my pet is really fussy, he doesn't like this kind of food, that kind of food. It'll say, okay, well this is the kind of food that you should be using and this is where you can go to get it. Simple, but it works. And that's the whole idea behind that one. So thanks everyone. Like we've got 10 years worth of support and curiosity for our next decade now. God willing, we'll all be here and beyond. But either way, this is the way that I'm transitioning and going things, and that's about all I got for you, I think. Yeah, that's about it.
All right.
Well, thanks very much. Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Are we gonna have a Christmas party?
I think we should.
Yes,
I think that would be fun.
We
Yeah.
need to figure out what day.
Yeah, we should try and figure out a day. We should do that. That'll be fun. Bring cookies. Anna's
For sure.
oh, will always bring cookies. And the special cookies too.
Algorithms, agents, systems that learn instead of wait.
I can't have
A
those
shift
special
from
ones.
manual to intelligence. This is the merge. Crypto in our history.
Oh, this is a